Its Legends and Its History by W. Max Reid. Chapter 1. The Mythical City of Norumbega. It may seem strange to readers of a book that purports to be a history of the Mohawk Valley that the author should go so wide afield as to connect it with the mysterious country 1,000 miles away, and whose exact locality is unknown to this day. Undoubtedly, the mythical city of Norumbega, together with the equally mythical Northwest Passage to India, was an incentive to early navigators to visit the shores of the New World and to explore its eastern coast. Mystery and the marvelous is even now, at the beginning of the 20th century, attractive to the majority of mankind, but how much more so in the 16th century, with the imagination quickened by the discoveries of the Spaniards under Cortes and Pizarro, and the wonderful treasures secured in Mexico and Peru. That the northeast coast of America was visited by Breton, 1504, and Basque fishermen in search of fish for the Catholic countries of Europe, before the discovery and naming of the St. Lawrence River by Jacques Cartier in 1534 and 5, is a matter of history, and that they should have made temporary homes on the shores near their fishing grounds seems natural, and that in some cases it became necessary to protect their camps by rude forts, more or less strong, seems reasonable. We are therefore inclined to believe that there may be some truth in the traditionary French Breton fort, said to have been located on an island near Albany, many years before the voyages of Henry Hudson. The land, river, and city of Norumbega seems to have been known to nearly all of the early navigators of the Atlantic, and the incentive for many a quest by Verrazano in 1524, Alaforce under Roberval in 1543, Thevet in 1556, and Champlain in 1603 through 14. And it is a wonder when such a story as the following was told and believed. An Englishman had left a record of having seen a city bearing the name of Norumbega, and the city was 3/4 of a mile long. This man, David Ingram, a sailor, had been set on shore by Sir John Hawkins in 1568 at Tampico on the Gulf of Mexico, with some 120 others in stress for food. He had wandered all the way across the country, visiting many large Indian towns, and coming at length in 1569 to the banks of the Norumbega. He sailed from the harbor of St. Mary's, one of the earlier names for Boston Bay, a few hours distant from the Norumbega he visited, and ultimately got back to England, where he again met and was kindly received by Sir John Hawkins. He told a story that surpasses belief. He had seen monarchs borne on golden chairs, and houses with pillars of crystal and silver. He had visited the dwelling of an Indian chief, where he saw a quart of pearls, and afterwards increased it to a peck of pearls. He was brought in audience before Sir Humphrey Gilbert, the kinsman of Sir Walter Raleigh. Thevet, who had been at Norumbega on the banks of what he pronounced one of the most beautiful rivers in all the world, was present and confirmed Ingram in part. Whittier, in his poem Norumbega, makes the weary Christian knight, who was dying in his fruitless search for the mythical city, at shut of day, see a vision like a pipe dream. "I see," he said, "the domes and spires of Norumbega town. What sounds are these but chants and holy hymns? It is a chapel bell that fills the air with its low tones. The Christ he prays, he sits for me, a blessed cross in sight. I fain would look before I die in Norumbega's walls." Pierre Biard, Lescarbot, and other Jesuits repeatedly speak of Norumbega as being on the Pentejo or Penobscot River. In fact, La Saussaye, when he sailed from Port Royal, now Annapolis, Nova Scotia,